the owners, they're not around.
Yeah, demolition.
Why? Why? You work with one of the real estate people?
Yes.
So the supposed senator representing Abuja, Ireti Kingibe, right, raised that on the floor of the Senate today, which in fact led to a bit of like exchanges between herself and Akpabioli and others who are obviously on the side of Wike. So she was trying to get the National Assembly involved in all of these demolitions in a way. But yeah, she didn't have a way. Okay. Ireti Kingibe this afternoon.
Kingibe said that she has a motion of urgent national importance in line with her rules, and that it has to do with the total failure of waste management in the FCT, which is affecting lives. That is urgent. But in her motion here, we are seeing something about non-mobilization of contractors. We are seeing something about it has nothing to do with waste management. We have seen something about allocation and reallocation of land. We have seen something about demolition. We have seen something about depletion of the University of Abuja land. We have seen something about allowances. So I want you, as a national importance. And what we are advising is that in view of the fact that too many things are bundled into this motion, can she pick the item that is most important and bring back to us? And the senators have taken the decision. But if you are sitting down there and then I heard Senator Ninki saying she's a senator, she has the right to bring a motion. So if you bring a motion that is incurably bad, must we wash our dirty linen in the public? Can't we withdraw the motion and bring back another? Can we do consultations?
Thank you very much for recognizing me.
6. My point of order is order 52 sub 6. And if I have your permission, I will read. It shall be out of order to attempt to reconsider any specific question upon which the Senate has come to a conclusion during the current session, except upon a substantive motion for decision. Two quick issues, sir. Number one, and I said it with all due respect to Mr. President as our presiding officer and the chief interpreter of this rule, the only question that could be put on this matter was whether or not this Senate consider the issues raised by Distinguished Senator Kingibe as urgent enough to be taken today. That is the only question that can be put. Number two, when a motion is brought and it is discovered that there has not been compliance or substantial compliance with our rules, the only thing to do is, to kill that motion and move on. We have a lot on our order paper, and there's no point to be going back and forth. We don't even need to advise the single Senator Kingibe to bring back a motion. It is our right, as observed by Senator Ningi, to bring a motion. The only position we have taken as a Senate is that this cannot qualify for a matter of urgent public importance.
It's not considered as a matter of urgent public importance, then they don't consider it as a matter of urgent public importance. It's only what they say is important that is important. Okay? So a few weeks ago, when the Nigerian police IG announced a new kind of clampdown that he called ban on tinted glasses, tinted windows in your car, and that will be a crime that you have to kind of remove it. The Nigerian Bar Association took them to the court by telling them that that's pretty much illegal. Okay, so in the midst of that, they actually got an interim injunction to stop the police from carrying out that order. So in the process, police cancelled or discontinued that order and pretended to have, went into to go into a negotiation with the NBA. While they were at it, NBA withdrew their own case from court. Immediately, the NBA withdraws their case from court, right? Boom. Nigerian police announced again that, sure, the ban on tinted glass goes into effect on a so day. Now, the NBA feeling disappointed, saying that the police cannot be trusted. And they will be, if they should go ahead, that means they would be conducting an illegality. Nigerian police and illegality. Isn't that like the name and the surname, so to say? It's like one.
It's a public-private initiative which will require that the concession agency will give a concession. There's no indication as to the transparency. There's no indication as to what happened to the earlier permits given by the police. And assuming it is according to the police for security reasons that they are doing this, what happened to the validity of the earlier permits granted by the police? Why do you have to renew it? And we believe that the police is setting up members of the police and empowering policemen on the street and on the roads to extort money from civilians and harass them. And we also believe that the purported notice of resumption is a calculated attempt by the police to make life very difficult for people this festive period. By claiming that the resumption will be by 2nd January 2026, the police is simply saying, rush to get the so-called permit. So Nigerians who are already growing under harsh economic conditions, who are trying to feed their family, and those who are trying to find ways to travel to their villages and other places for the festive season, would have to accommodate the extortionate rate for obtaining this. And those who have tried to say that even the official fee is not enough, you have to also pay third parties to be able to get this. And our question is, if it is a crime-fighting measure by the police or policy by the police, and not a money revenue-making one as we contend it is, and as it is indeed, Why can't this data be obtained at the point of renewal of your vehicle particulars, which involves the police, the customs, the state security service, and the licensing authority? Why is the IG so interested in compelling members of the public to pay money into a private account? And there's a lot of opacity. How did they arrive at the amount being paid? How is this money being spent and shared? If it is for public purposes, why is it not being paid into federal government account through a TSA account? And we should not tolerate such a thing. And the police should allow people to enjoy their season and leave anything about tinted approval. And if it is indeed to secure the lives of the people, there must be more creative ways of protecting the people and ensuring the security of the people without imposing further financial hardship on the people. And also doing it at a time that members of the public who may need to travel, who may need to put their vehicles on the road, will be harassed, extorted money, have their movement impeded, and oftentimes may be impounded by overzealous policemen on the road, who may not distinguish even between the so-called takeoff time of January 2nd. It's a time to say no. And we're also calling on the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, to call the Inspector General of Police to order. We've also, as at this moment, delivered a letter to the Office of the Attorney General, asking the Attorney General to also write to the police to cease and desist from this unlawful activity, which does not portray the country in a good light and imposes unnecessary hardship as a public-private initiative, which will require that the concession.
You are dealing with criminals, and you think logic will make any sense to any of them? No, I don't think so. Nigerian police charges you for tinted window permit. Then somehow they stopped it, ban it. And then they changed their mind again to say, oh, you need to get a permit. And you just have no idea that what are these guys doing? Then when you begin to dig, like, the NBA guy just said, you discover that this morning is just a scheme, a grand scheme being run at the national level from the office of the police IG. And people have been extorted of hundreds of millions, if not billions of naira. And it's just a place that you will know, it's just a racketeering, or, it's like a racket that they are running. But who do you report to when the person at the top of the pyramid is the initiator, or is the number one police officer of the country? So that tells you that, the rot is institutionalized, and it's sad because the same police are those who won't actually really provide security where it is mostly needed. It's the same police who are meant to understand supposedly the internal security, right? But it's the same police that have been fingered as being part of those who also help terrorists, right? Collect their ransoms, negotiate for ransoms, and instances where communities have to kind of go make peace with terrorists. And this peace is not sacrosanct. It's not like, it's binding. No, it's not. Because, for example, the people of Malufantshi, I think it's called Malufantshi, in Katsina states, among the states where we have been seeing all these bandits, they call them, armed terrorists, coming for peace deal. Did they have any peace? Like having peace deal with terrorists, where those who are supposed to protect you are also attending peace deal because they also feel like they need a peace, rather than really like execute the law and arrest the real criminals, right? Unfortunately, in Malufantshi community there, right, in Katsina State, the residents are regretting. In fact, they are full of regret over what they believed is like, taking an offer from the devil and hoping that it will be merciful to you. They have not known any real peace from the same terrorists that rode into their communities weeks back, talking about peace, right? I don't understand Hausa that much. But if our own, Yuma, if Yuma is here, And then who else again? Our own Garba Life, yes. And then who else understand Hausa very well and listen to these people telling us their experience of what the peace that they thought they signed for now feels like.
To assalamu alaikum. Malamai daga ina kuke haka? Na'am. Yanzu ina za ku je ne kenan? Garin Mantau? Okay. Akan me dai abinda ya aka yi ne ya hito da ku kuma kenan? Kun kawo dauki kenan garin Mantau kenan? To ubangiji Allah saka muku da alkhairi. Allah saka muku da alkhairi. Na'am, sun kashe shi. To ubangiji Allah saka muku da alkhairi. Na'am. Sun dauke ta. To Allah ubangiji ya gwada mana fita. To amma dama tunda suka wannan kisan na masallaci suna hitowa kwana 8 kullum sai sun fito. Kun je mulin fashi wajen Galadima amma abun ya kici ya cirewa. An ce jiya sun tangaza mutun nawa?
Sun gansu ido da ido ba.
Sojojin sun gansu ido da ido amma ba su yi masu komai ba. To ubangiji Allah gwada mana mafita. Allah gwada mana mafita. Allah gwada mana mafita. Malam me ya faru da ku a yau?
Gaskiya malam muna cikin matsala. Muna cikin alhini.
Daga murya ka bana jin abin da kake cewa.
Muna cikin alhini yau. Muna cikin tashin hankali. Yau an zo an yi mana banna yankin nan namu.
To amma bannan nan yau ne suka zo koko already dama suna zuwa.
Already gaskiya a satin nan kullum sai sun shigo. Saboda suna mana wasu maganganu wanda cewa suke za su tashi ma yankin nan.
Mulin fashi ta yamma kenan?
Mulin fashi ta yamma.
Wajen garin Mantau da aka yi kisan masallacin.
Kamar da aka masu kisan nan sun ce kuma sai sun zo sun yi mana.
Yanzu dai wannan wanda aka kashe yana opposite da gidan Mantau wato makera kenan. Shine Allah wa rasuwa wanda suka kashe a yanzu. Shine aka gawo shi ko?
Kullum a daji muke kwana. Kullum a daji muke kwana yau sati guda kenan. Saboda wannan magana da suka yi mana ta cewa za su zo garin nan to kullum yanzu matan garin nan ba ko mace daya.
To amma an ce an turo muku sojoji suna kare garin.
Gaskiya mu ya sojoji ba mu gani ba.
Na'am.
Ba mu ga sojoji ba.
To yau kuma an ce an yi katsibin da sojojin da su amma ba a harbe su.
Sojoji ka gani sojoji.
Na'am.
Amma sai bayan abu an zo an yi harbe komai kuma manta da abu kan nan sai ka kaso zo.
To ubangiji Allah gwada mana mafita. Allah kawo mana dauki. Wannan garin makera kenan inda aka kashe wanda aka kashe Allah ya sa a garin yake wanda aka yi atakin dinsa a gona aka kashe su. Akalla dai yanzu mutanen mu dai an ce suna can ana ta neman waɗanda aka bi ana harbi kenan ko? To Allah ubangiji to amma mata da aka tarwatsa tunda an ce gona cike take da mata.
Ba ma musamman wasu ina suke ba.
Na'am.
Sai da nan gaba in man bincika an ji wancan an ji wannan ya ji a lokacin.
To na ga wasu gungun mata ɗazu can na ma dai ɗauke su na ɗan yin tabi da su.
Wannan da kake gani gudu suka yi.
Na'am.
Ai ka san wani suna gona.
Na'am.
Gudu suka yi Allah kuma ya sa da su an ga inda suka yi.
Na'am.
Sai wasu ma yanzu gaskiya ba sai na su.
To ubangiji Allah kiyaye. Allah gwada mana mafita. Allah ya kiyaye. Allah ji kansu.
Allah kiyaye. Ubangiji. Allah kiyaye. Now the point there is this. These were people who witnessed peace deals with the terrorists in Katsina State.